Hi, I'm Dina. So in this video we are going to talk about one of the processing options of cube, that is process add. So using the processing option in the cube, we can process the cube using multiple options like process default, process full, process clear, process add, process update, process index, process structure, process clear structure. In one of the option is process add. So this will add newly added data in the data warehouse, whatever be the source to the queue, and only that particular newly added data will get into queue when we use this option process add. So in this process order processing option, so this is available to process the queue. So Microsoft provides this option to process the fact as well as dimension data. But unfortunately, so through the bits or through the Visual Studio, so this option is available only for through fact. So this is visible in fact processing. But when we try to process the dimension at the same time, so this is not available in the Visual Studio, as well as when we try to process this cube through the SSAS as well. So what do we do now? So basically that it will add newly added data in the fact. But in this video I'm going to tell about to use this process add method for dimension as well. Okay, there is a workaround in the dimension to process the dimension using the process add processing option. Okay, so for that, what do we do now? So I already created this cube using the AdventureWorks database and build a simple cube called AdventureWorks with the dimensions customer, date, and dim S1 number. So this dimension basically I generated as a degenerated dimension. So hope you all know about the degenerated dimension. So this attribute comes from the fact table. Or fact internet sales. When we select the data in the fact internet sales, so sales order number and sales order line number, so this data, it's non-additive column in the fact, and so this particular column is generated as a degenerated dimension in the cube. So sometimes we may need to build the degenerated dimension based on the requirement in the cube. So if we create the degenerated dimension in the cube, as you know, the real time, basically this fact internet sales has small volume, but in the real world situation, so the fact holds billion sort data, or sometimes it could be billing. So when we process all the data from the fact using the other process option, whatever given to the dimension, using the process update or process full, process default, then at some point of time it will become slow, and we may hit the performance issues. So during that time we can switch to the ProcessAdd method. So it would be helpful to process the degenerate dimension if we do some kind of workaround, so we can achieve that result. So now I am going to explain how we are going to do that one. So though this processing option is available for fact data, I'm not going to explain because that's a straightforward. So this ProcessAdd processing, using this ProcessAdd processing option, we are going to process the degenerated dimension. That would be helpful during our performance tuning time. Okay, now back to the cube solution. So as I told already, so this a bunch of works cube, and I have dim customer, date, and the dim S1 number, which is nothing but the degenerate dimension. I created this degenerate dimension already. Just give the overview of this one. I selected only one attribute, sales order number, and with the key columns, sales order number and sales order line number, because both as a composite key, it provides the uniqueness of the data when we map it with the fact table. So in the same result in the dimension usage, the fact is linked with the dim date. This is a role playing dimension, and for order date, due date, ship date, using the regular relationship, and the dim S1 number is related with the fact data using the regular relationship. The columns used to build that relationship, sales order number and the sales order line number. Okay. Now I already processed this data, and the cube is already deployed into the server. I'll browse the cube right now. Okay. Okay, so this added, and the dim S1 number is already generated, and this is available. Okay, so the sales order number is available from SO43697. My bad, my mouse is not working properly. Okay, so the maximum sales order number available in the cube, SO85133, which is the maximum number. So you keep it in the mind, so that when we process the newly added data in the data warehouse, so we can easily identify that one. So it starts with that number SO8. So I already have some insert script. In that I'm going to add nearly 10 or 11 records in the fact with the new sales order number starting with the SO90 series. Okay, so as of now data is not available in data values as well as in queue. Okay. So this is added in data variables. Okay. And now we are going to populate this data into the queue using the ProcessAdd method. So to create the ProcessAdd script, so as I told already, so we are not able to do it through the bits as well as through SSMS options. Okay, but we can do this through the XMLA script. Okay, so now I'm going to tell. So right click, process. So we have the process update function, but we don't have the ProcessAdd function method here. So process update, generate the query into the new data window. Okay. So all the tags are same. So only we need to modify process update through ProcessAdd. Okay. And I am using the view so basically I am using this view as my source to process the data process the S1 number into the queue. Okay. So for example purpose, actually I hard coded that value here, but in the real-time situation, what you can do, you can compare the data process date in the queue, process date of that particular dimension, and you can have it in any of the config table and map it with this value and select the data accordingly. But for the example purpose, what I'm going to do, I'm going to hard code the value here, which is not the good part is always, but for a demonstration purpose, I'm going to do this one. It's going to be the outer view. Okay. So what it will do, it will provide all the sales order number, which is starting from SO90 and only these 11 records to the queue. Okay, this is completed. Okay. So now what we can do, we already generated this XML script. Okay, now I am going to add the script through the SSMS. Okay. Okay. It will start executing. If we have any issues, then we'll come to know using in the message tab. So it completed successfully. Okay. Now we are going to browse the queue again. Clear the grid. I will reconnect it. Just add one measure and I'm going to add to query. And we need to process the fact as well, so that we will get the relevant measures into the queue for that particular S1 number. See, all I do this through the SSMS. You can do the same through the bits as well. but what except the ProcessAdd method. Okay, so now the cube is processed and we can browse. Select any measure and we'll select the S1 number here. Scroll down the data. Okay, now we got the data. So earlier we had the sales order number starting with the 85 and whatever we newly added, this 90 series, all the data added to the queue. Okay, so if we go with this ProcessAdd method, so we can process the degenerated dimension in a quicker way. Okay, but there is a limitation for this one. So as we know, the ProcessAdd will add only newly added data, and if accidentally if we try to process the data which is already available in the queue, then it will throw the error message. Okay, so now I'll explain this one. So I'm trying to execute that ProcessAdd again. So now we are seeing this error. A duplicate attribute key has been found in the processing this number. Okay, so we need to be a bit careful while processing this using this ProcessAdd. So we need to ensure always it will provide the newly record, and that record should not be available in the queue. Okay, so for the example purpose, I hard coded this view, and so you can there are multiple ways in the real-time scenario. There are multiple ways to create to process the degenerated dimension. So you can use some config table to hold the last process date and map it with this sales item fact, and select only the newly processed item, and at the same time using the DMX function, so we can get the process date as well. See this last process date, we can get that we can get the date using the query, and based on this date we can compare the date with that source query, and we can take filter out only the newly added data and load it into the queue. And this is very useful when we hit the situation any performance issues in our queue, and this can be used for fact data as well. Okay, hope this video is useful for you. So if you like it, please provide your comment in the YouTube. Thank you. Goodbye.